all my life. Been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life.
Welcome to Darren and Sterling here on ESPN Kansas City, 94.5 FM, 1510 AM. With you this Football Friday. Get on the phone lines if you want to give us your Chiefs prediction for Sunday night's football game between the Denver Broncos and your, of course, defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. With me, as always, in studio is the one and only member of the first class of the 1%, Mr. Sterling Holmes. Sterling, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Did you enjoy the soccer game last night?
No, it was terrible. It's one of the – I'm not a huge soccer guy, and so I'm like, all right, let's watch some Sporting KC. It's the playoffs. It'll be awesome. First 10 to 15 minutes or so, I was like, oh, Sporting.
It was promising.
I go, Sporting looks pretty dang good. I mean, they're not finishing their goals, but it looks pretty promising. And then it took a nosedive. It was brutal. The only guy that looked like they wanted to be there was Johnny Russell, and he had a terrible game, but he at least showed some heart. But, wow, was that a boring, bad game to watch.
Yeah, I joked with Nate Buchetti, who joined me on the ship last night on Sports Radio 810 WHB. I saw the first goal that was made. Minnesota kicked against, or they made against Sporting Kansas City. I get up. I'm in Lawrence last night covering the KU basketball game. Of course, they beat Washburn with, at ease or with ease. And so I get up, go to the restroom, come back, and they're down 3-0. I'm like, they just scored. Like, what did I miss? Lo and behold, 3-0. Minnesota United knocked out Sporting Kansas City at Children's Mercy, of all places. They had been winless in 6 tries there over the years. So, congratulations to them. Look, they won a hard-fought game. They had a good season, all things being equal. Of course, this is 2020, how things unfolded. So, first and foremost, congratulations to them and wish them the best. They played the Seattle Sounders on Monday, and then they'll turn around. Whoever wins that game plays in the MLS Cup on next Saturday. But speaking of football and a different type of football, the Kansas City Chiefs, they are hosting the Denver Broncos Sunday night kickoff at 7:20. You can watch it on NBC. We'll be carrying the post-game stuff with Josh Briscoe over on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Give me your thoughts. Obviously, the Denver Broncos, they'll have their quarterbacks in.
A quarterback at least. They'll have an actual quarterback.
Yeah, Drew Lock, of course, he's a hometown kid from Lee Summit. He's going to be quarterbacking the Denver Broncos in this game. Of course, he and the other quarterbacks had to sit out last week's game. They look like a team that had no quarterbacks, only gaining, I think, 113 yards total for the game.
Yeah, they had the undrafted wide receiver, by the way, play quarterback. He was 1 of 13 for 13 yards, a couple interceptions. Give him credit. I mean, that's probably what he's expected to do. But, yeah, Denver should have a quarterback. Drew Lock should be the guy. They still don't have much to work with. His main guy, Cortland Sutton's been out all season. Philip Lindsay is fine, but he can't pass block, so he can't get on the field. You got Melvin Gordon, who
his former self.
Yeah, I mean, the whole team, no offense, but the only guy that I think is an actual weapon. You got Tim Patrick, but if he's on an actual football team, if Tim Patrick is on the Chiefs, he's not seeing the field. The offensive line at Denver isn't great. I have the Chiefs winning 31-13. I'll give Denver 13, maybe a garbage time touchdown, but this Denver team just and I feel bad because me, I went into the season going Denver. Again, it all came down to health. If they're healthy, I go Denver could fight for a wild card spot in the NFL. They look bad, and now I'm considering is Drew Lock even the quarterback of the future for the Broncos?
Oh, so now you're starting to come over to my end now. Okay, now see, I've been saying this all year. Both you and Steve been on my head. Now I was speaking with Justin Adams, who's a sports reporter for CBS 4 in Denver, and I asked him just that particular question yesterday. Is Drew Lock considered a franchise quarterback out there? And he's told me the people in Denver say no. I mean, they don't look at him as someone who they feel will be able to lead this team for years to come. And I know it's not popular to say because he's a hometown kid, you want them to do well, but he just, and as this guy said, he doesn't have that winning moxie that, that he came from MU, nothing against your alma mater, but I mean, they didn't win anything while he was there in the SEC. So it's hard. It's hard if you've never won. And he may have won to high school level, I'm not sure. But
he did. He shattered records in high school. I mean, he was a stud out there in Lee Summit. I mean, even at Mizzou though, he won some games. I know Mizzou wasn't like some powerhouse. I get that. Trust me, I know that. But he won some games, and To me, I think it's a coin flip. I think it's too early for the Denver Broncos to give up on him. I think it's entirely too early. He's not gotten a fair shake. He's in the same boat to me as a Daniel Jones, a Sam Darnold, those type of guys of where what would they be if they actually had guys and weapons around them? Because neither of those, I mean, honestly, you could say Daniel Jones has the best chance because he has actual weapons offensively around him. Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram. I know Saquon's hurt, but he's had
the addition of having someone like Jerry Jeudy was gonna be.
But he's a rookie. It's not a veteran guy.
Has had rookies contribute right away. I mean, and granted, they have a different moxie, different deal. But like I said, when I talked to Justin yesterday, the things I asked is how much of that falls on John Elway, because we give him praise when he won the Super Bowl. Granted, he had Peyton Manning, but being a Hall of Fame quarterback, you would think that that's something that you should be able to find in a draft or there while you're there, is a quarterback, a franchise quarterback, because that's what you were. Now, look, I know you can have the Magic Johnson syndrome where you just think just because you pick them that they're going to follow in your footsteps, and everybody can't do that.
Michael Jordan's another example of that.
Yeah, and so I get it. I mean, like I said, and I don't want to come down like I don't like Drew. It's not that. I just don't think he's the answer. But again, you talk about weapons, but hell, that's anybody in the league. If you get them with weapons, I mean, they should be able to be much better. But again, it comes down to organization, who's your GM, who's your coach, and whether or not they can adapt and put the right pieces in place. To Andy Reid's credit, because when he came out, I didn't really care for him because basically Alex Smith, but but they were smart to know that, okay, they were drafting for the future, and they knew that Alex Smith wasn't going to be the future. But you had to make sure that you had the right person with the talent that you already had and that you could continue to bring in, that you had to make sure that you had to have that knockout pick, which is what they got with Patrick Mahomes.
The one thing I will say is Drew Lock has been better than the previous 6 guys that they've thrown out there. The Paxton Lynches, the random 6'8" quarterbacks that decided to say he's tall. Let's see what he can do.
6'8".
No, but that's what they're doing for a while. And I will say, I still think Drew Lock's had the best arm. He's had the best potential of those guys. And maybe it doesn't work out in Denver. Maybe it doesn't. But I still think it's too early to give up on him.
No, and I'm with you because, I had this conversation. You look at someone like Sam Darnold, Adam Gase on yesterday just revealed that what we already knew, what we had already known, that he hasn't been able to develop Sam Darnold in the way that he wants to. I believe, obviously, I think they go in a separate direction with Darnold. But again, even if you trade him and you try to go after Trevor Lawrence, even Justin Fields, you still have to put the pieces around them. And if I'm anyone, if I'm a rookie quarterback coming in, I don't know if I have that type of trust in you to build around me, because you didn't do that around Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
So what would make me believe that you can do that around me?
Fire Adam Gase. I mean, until Adam Gase is gone, I don't know if there's.
I believe they fired the GM, but you
your player to want to go. Green. They drafted T. Higgins for Joe Burrow. You have guys like Tyler Boyd stepping up. You have Joe Mixon, Giovanni Bernard. So you at least had some weapons on offense. If you're going to the Jets, what do you got? Jamison Crowder?
Got that New York media, baby. So that's about it.
I mean,
that's about it. And advertising opportunities. Looking ahead to Sunday's game, though, look, you got the Chiefs. They're coming off of a 27-24 win over the Tampa Bay Bucks. Broncos 31-3 loss to the New Orleans Saints. To me, this is a game, if you're the Kansas City Chiefs defense, this is the game that you look forward to, because this is a game when you can kind of right a lot of the wrongs that you've done over the last 2 weeks. You've given up an average of 30 points a game over your last 3 ball games. This is the game here, knowing that the last time these two teams met, they knocked them off 43-16. Kansas City was able to score pretty much in every facet of the game, offense, defense, special teams. If I'm a defensive player, this is the game where I feel like, okay, this is where we can show we've made some improvements that we should have made against the Raiders after the bye week and that we didn't make against the Tampa Bay Bucks last week.
2 takeaways for me going into this game. This should be a game where we see Frank Clark and Chris Jones dominate. This is a game where we should see that.
We should.
2, if they do, I want to take it with a grain of salt because it's what I've been saying earlier. You know, they can have the good games against the Jets, against the Broncos. Those should be stepping stone games until they perform against the elite teams.
Agree.
Because if you're not showing up against, you can say the Raiders, but the Raiders have a good offensive line. If you're not showing up against the Raiders, you're not showing up against the Bucks, it doesn't really matter what you do against the Jets and the Broncos as long as you win those games. And you don't need those guys to perform there. That's not why they're getting paid $20+ million a year. They're paid to perform against these good elite teams. Alex Okafor, TK, Agba performed last year against those bad teams. Those guys can perform against them. It comes down to, can they perform in the big games? So I want to hope Chris Jones and Frank Clark can use this as a stepping stone and not just a stat pad game.
We talked with Frank Clark on a Zoom call today. I really don't want to go too in depth about it because I have some personal feelings that I don't want to show the radio just because I don't want to get in no trouble. But let's just say his approach these last few times at the podium dealing with the media, I'm not liking it. If I see him at the barbershop, I think I'm going to say something to him about it because it's not a good look. And the impression that you get makes you think that some people need to be tested. And, and I mentioned that to the Chiefs PR, like that, don't bring him back up there like that. That's my opinion. But I know things when I see it.
And I get that. But the one thing I will say is I know it's tough, and I get it, because it's tough when you are constantly being questioned. Your media and fans, I mean, they see it on Twitter, and there's only so much a man can take. Because at the end of the day, these are still people. I know people try to act like they're not, and they're chess pieces, and they're just players, but they're still human beings. And if you talk enough smack to them and you keep berating them and bringing them down, eventually they'll say something back and they'll get down. And I'm sure that doesn't help. I'm sure that doesn't help. I actually read a very good book about it. Barry Zito, former Cy Young winner, 2-time, World Series champion. And you hear that stuff and you try to not let it affect you. And you try as best as you can to keep all that negative energy out. But at some point it seeps in, it creeps into your mind. And then maybe you start questioning yourself saying, am I worth it? Am I actually worth this money? And you try so hard to prove that you are. Sometimes you just can't do it.
Patrick Mahomes leads the league in passing yards, almost 3,500, 3 yards off. Tyreek Hill is number 2 in receiving. Travis Kelce, number 3. Again, this should be a game. Last week's game should be what this week's game should have been, in at least to start the game off. Where the Chiefs should have been up 28-0, they were up 17-0 before Tampa Bay made it a ball game. Again, as you mentioned before, they should beat them with no problem. They should even cover the point spread at 14 with no problem. Unfortunately, because they haven't done the last 2 weeks, I don't trust the Chiefs enough defensively to cover a 14-point lead, a 14-point game.
Yeah.
And to me, that's bad.
Well, and Andy doesn't typically go for the overkill. And Andy, if he's up 10,
which is the frustrating part, because again, I try to explain to people, and I posted this on Facebook yesterday, that I feel like I have a competitive issue because, again, I know how good this team is. I've seen them the last 3 years. And I tell people for the longest, that game against the LA Rams in Los Angeles, Steve and I, we were there. We snuck down on the field in the fourth quarter. We were in the end zone. We had Stephen A. Smith just a few feet over from us. But it was about 70,000, 80,000 people there. They had the NFL Network on one side, ESPN on the other side. And there was so many people. Look, it was so many people. Jay-Z and Floyd Mayweather were there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of people because it was built up that way. I think the Rams were 9-1, the Chiefs were 9-2 at the time.
54-51, whatever that game was.
Yes. And when I say that, when I saw that game, that was the greatest game I've ever seen live in person, because just what was going down. Knowing what you see, where you know the potential of what this team can be. Even though they scored 51 points, the defense gave up 54.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed is that this offense can score at will, and with a defense that's not playing as well as they did last year when they made that run to the Super Bowl, I feel like they have to continue to score like that at every opportunity, because you don't know which defense is going to show up. Because again, you were up 17-0, and you could have and should have been, because you left points out on the field. You were being cute, stuff like
you left a lot of points. The Chiefs left a lot of points on the field.
Exactly. And if the ball bounces a certain kind of way, Brady, if they force incompletion, they could have got the ball back with a chance to tie it in the game. I just don't want to see this team put themselves in a situation like that, because you're trying to be too cute, or you're trying to do things that kind of takes you out of your elements. Sometimes just playing straight up football is the way to go.
I think that was a learning experience last week. The Travis Kelce, the cute little throw he tried doing,
which I don't have a problem doing it, be up 21-0.
Or do it on first or second down. Don't do it on third down. And I think Andy Reid, Lebo was on Tuesday, and I think he said it perfectly, where Andy Reid goes, okay, you tried your little thing to prove a point. We're kicking the field goal. We're not going to let you guys do it again. Almost like to prove a point. What I will say is, when you have Mahomes, you have Tyreek Hill, you have Travis Kelce, and the Sammy Watkins being healthy, you can beat teams in so many different areas. I don't know if Travis Kelce opens up the deep ball for Tyreek Hill, or if it's vice versa, but what they did last week was absolutely perfect. And I want to see that more often, of almost force-feeding those guys. I know this Chiefs offense doesn't like to force-feed guys, but they seem to force-feed Tyreek Hill early. They had plays drawn up, that wheel route, the first play of the game. Beautiful. Those couple deep balls. You use that again, because if you saw how open it was underneath for Sammy, for D-Rob, for Travis, it was easy getting those 12-yard chunks.
The only thing is, I don't know how often we're going to see, after what he did last week, players single covering Tyreek Hill the way that Tampa Bay did in that first quarter.
But decoy, I mean,
no,
if you do double, you get Travis.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying that, again, I think we talked about it. I thought that the player might have been on punishment. I thought he might have did something where, no, seriously, cause like
one-on-one on an island with Tyreek.
Like you talked about Andy proving a point with them. Okay, we did this, boom. They may have tried to prove a point with this. Look, I don't know what's going on in the locker, but they could have been trying to prove a point to him. Okay, we're gonna put you on Tyreek. And we saw what happened. Now you're looking like a long lost puppy on television. Now we'll get you some help. I don't see that happening the rest of the season, because if people had any doubts about Tyreek and what he brings to this team and how dangerous he is, that right there kind of revealed all doubt, and which again kind of spoils it. Now we can't use him as a decoy or secret weapon now. So
I will say one thing. You touched on it earlier. The defense is not the same as last year, at least towards the end of last season. I'll give you that. But the one reason for optimism of why I think they can turn it around is the quote-unquote star guys, Honey Badger, Chris Jones, Frank Clark, they have underperformed. But you know who has taken the next step, or who has performed? Snead, a rookie. Bashaud Breeland came back from suspension, has looked extremely good. Travaris Ward's been very solid.
He's had his moments, but yeah.
Anthony Hitchens, who a lot of people in Chiefs Kingdom said was done. It was a terrible contract. He's came on of late. And Anthony Hitchens looks that's very important for Kansas City, is having a linebacker you can trust.
Okafor, you think
Okafor's been okay. Tershawn Wharton. I mean, the Chiefs' unsung guys have made some differences in games. Now it's time for the Chris Jones, Frank Clark, and Honey Badger to step up and make their impact felt. And I think that's actually some cause for optimism that they haven't played to their strengths. The Chiefs' defense hasn't been abysmal.
Here's the thing. If they don't, I believe with Frank and Tyron, their contract situation, especially knowing that the salary cap might go down, you could be playing for your, for your contract, the rest of the season. Because look, if you're getting that type of solid play from unsung players that's not making the kind of money, it makes you more, what's the word I'm looking for? Expendable in the off season, because we can get this play, save money, and use that money in other. And trust me, you know what they'll do? They'll use that money on offense.
Oh yeah, they'll bring in someone.
They'll bring in Julio or somebody. You know what I'm saying, to fill it out. So no, I'm with you on that. Again, I just know what I've seen, and I get into arguments all the time. The Chiefs should be going for the third Super Bowl title in a row, and
we can't do this what ifs because the Chiefs.
I know.
It's tough. It's tough for me too because it's tough saying, "Oh, if this, or this happened." It's like my fantasy football team.
I really don't want to see Bob Sutton walking the streets. I know he's an old man, and you're never supposed to push an old man down the flight of steps, but there's a reason for everything. And he's one of those people. If I just see him,
you're gonna pull what was the Boston Red Sox Yankees Pedro Martinez when he pushed over the old head coach.
I'm just making it seem like I was running. I was in a hurry to get somewhere. He just happened to be there. Because man, look, I just, dude, I tell you, just being down there outside the locker room, seeing I forgot who actually intercepted Tom Brady, but seeing that and everybody getting all excited, like, oh, hot damn, we gonna go to Atlanta Super Bowl, and then you see that yellow marker, that flag, and it's like offside, D Ford. I was looking like,
I will say this though, I saw it yesterday on Twitter. One of my guys who love his work, Matt Connor. He very good point. Without the 13 sacks and 7 forced fumbles that D Ford had during that season, the Chiefs aren't in that position. So pinning
they're in that position because of Patrick Mahomes.
No. But my point was pinning it all on D Ford. There were so many other instances where the Chiefs could have done something else. I think it's unfair. It's unfair.
In that game, yes, because the first half, you can blame Andy all the way because there's no excuse to be trailing 21-3 going into the half. And then of course, literally Patrick Mahomes turned into the Patrick Mahomes at the LA Coliseum because he had to score like 21 points in a matter of 5 minutes or something like that. And it's like,
I'll say going for 2 is good. I'll say the Chiefs can go for 2 this year. I'll be happy. If the Chiefs go for 2, I won't even think about the.
No, I can't.
I know you're over here crying over spilt milk. Come on, the Chiefs are Super Bowl champs, baby.
It's easier said than done, but when you're there, when you're right there, when you're on the field, when you're outside the locker room, and like. Again,
don't act like a Falcons fan over here. Where we were up 20. What was it, 24-3 or 27? Set whatever. What was the thing that 31?
28.
28-3. Don't go acting like a Falcons fan. The Chiefs are Super Bowl champs. Don't think of that season. We're past that.
You're past it. I'm not.
Once the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, I was automatically past that.
Look, we're gonna take a quick time, and when we come back, we'll start picking some of these games, and hopefully Sterling can win me some money this week. You're listening to Darren and Sterling right here on ESPN Kansas City.
Keep your car or truck on the road with big savings on automotive products from Menards. Get trailers down the road safely with Tow Smart products. Save now on a great selection of Tow Smart ball mounts, lights, and towing accessories. For cars, trucks, ATVs, and more, you'll save big money on our entire selection of Tow Smart ball mounts and accessories now at Menards. Prices are good through December 13th. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
4 seasons greetings to you all from Menards.
Thank you, Kansas City, for wrapping your arms around Giving the Basics mission to provide hygiene products and cleaning supplies to those in need. You've helped us stabilize the community. Whether you volunteered, attended an event, or made a donation, for you, we are grateful. With the holidays here, we are dedicated to getting supplies to struggling families, children, and senior citizens. Please visit givingthebasics.org to donate. We'll take it from there and get hygiene products and cleaning supplies into the hands of those in need. Visit givingthebasics.org today. Thank you.
If you have sleep apnea and struggle using CPAP, it can leave you feeling tired, irritable.
That's the cutest puppy I've ever seen.
Fatigued.
Can someone please help me lift this tissue?
Forgetful.
Who put this banana in the toaster?
You did?
Oh, yeah.
And even impact your long-term health. Fortunately, now there's Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body with just the click of a remote. That's right, a button. Inspire is a small device placed during a same-day outpatient procedure. Simply click the button on the Inspire remote before you fall asleep. As you sleep, Inspire keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Another reading from the Golden Oak Lending Book of Mortgage Lingo. What is a cash out refinance? It's doing a cannonball from your porch.
Watch out!
That new car smell. A new college graduate in the family.
With a BA in business and a minor in medieval Renaissance poetry.
Reading the words, paid in full.
Woohoo! Did it!
At Golden Oak Lending, we speak mortgage and love translating it for our customers. Right now, rates are at a low
They do have fried okra.
890-GOLD. Or visit us online at goldenoaklending.com and talk with an experienced local loan officer who will guide you every step of the way. NMLS 114937, 2.5% fixed, 2.655% APR on conventional 15-year mortgage with 30% equity and approved credit. JLB Corporation, 8595 College Boulevard, Overland Park, Kansas.
The American dream, home ownership. Now, is that true? Sometimes owning a house can be a problem, an ugly problem. Repairs, taxes, just mowing the yard. What we've learned is with every ugly problem, there's a beautiful solution. Let us be that solution. WeBuyUglyHouses.com. Call us today. We're the We Buy Ugly Houses people. 1-800-44-BUYER or WeBuyUglyHouses.com. Call us today. Get rid of that ugly problem. 1-800-44-BUYER. We're the real ugly house guys.
Welcome back to Darren and Sterling here on ESPN Kansas City. Sterling, I don't know about you, but this weekend, if you get a chance, go down to Tracy's Kitchen Soul Food and Catering as they've partnered with Show Me Fish and Chicken to bring Raytown and surrounding areas a new taste and flavor of soul food for your weekend craving. As you have just found out, they do have fried okra. Will and Tracy, I see that. Will and Tracy, they also have your game day treats to your Sunday dinner eats. Come and get that Southern style comfort food that's cooked from the heart and prepared from the soul with some old and new school takes on good old fashioned homemade comfort food that will have you coming back for more. Come down to 5220 Blue Ridge Boulevard for Soul Food Weekends, Saturdays 2 to 6 p.m. and Sundays 12 to 5 p.m. Give them a call at 816-447-1098. Boo Williams says he needs that, so you need to get in touch with Tracy's Kitchen and they get you taken care of. But in the meantime, Sterling, I need you to help me make some money now. I told you I'm going to invest some money in you, so we're going to pick Sunday's games. First game up. You got the music ready?
Hell yeah! What games?
Okay, so we're gonna go with the Fox games first. It's on. We're just gonna do Sunday's games, so we're gonna go with Fox. So let me. Yeah.
Well, this is a operation over here. This is a game day Friday.
That's what I need. First up, New Orleans at Atlanta. Now, New Orleans, they are 2.5-point favorites. Falcons, of course, they scored 41 points last week against the Las Vegas Raiders. Who you got in this game?
So these are two teams I've picked a lot this year. Atlanta has underperformed, and the Saints, though, are my Super Bowl favorites in the NFC. I got to go with the Saints. I think Taysom Hill is still going to be their guy, and it's working right now against some very good defenses. I don't know if it does, but against the Falcons, it will work.
Taking them straight up or giving the Saints 2.5 points?
Oh, yeah, 2.5 for sure.
Over under 46.
Don't touch it.
What?
I wouldn't touch that.
Really?
Taysom Hill is too unpredictable. Is he gonna throw for his first touchdown? Or
That's how you get closer to that big money.
I get it.
Okay. All right.
Falcons are too inconsistent as well.
Okay. This is your money. I'm investing. Detroit, Chicago. Chicago's a 3-point favorite. And I got the Saints too, just for people.
You have the Saints too? I'm going Chicago. I don't feel good about it. I don't even know who the starting quarterback is going to be. Is it going to be Trubisky?
I think it's Trubisky.
They're going back to Trubisky. I mean, at the end of the day, the Detroit Lions they're playing bad football.
But you don't
Patricia's out.
I was going to say, you don't think they're going to be inspired since Matt Patricia's not here?
It did with the Falcons. It rallied the Falcons, but I'm still going with the Bears.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the Bears for you, but I am going because they got rid of Patricia, out of loyalty to Jim Caldwell, I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions and an upset. No,
that's fair. I agree.
But also, I don't trust Trubisky, And yeah, the Bears haven't been playing well at all lately. Over under 44 points.
Probably under.
Under. Okay.
I mean, that's a low point spread, and I still think
that's like 24-20. Yeah.
Yeah, it just.
Okay, that's fine. Next up, we've got Los Angeles Rams at the Arizona Cardinals. That's a good game.
It's a great game, and I'm going to go with the Rams. Arizona's played very poor recently. Kyler Murray, he's in a little slump.
I think that shoulder injury from the Thursday night matchup against Seattle.
It's affecting him. It's just not looking like the same Kyler Murray, the same offense. The Rams are looking pretty solid. The Cooper
Jared
Kupp,
Goff is inconsistent, but Aaron Donald, that defense, they've been balling out lately.
But also Jared Goff's looked really good connecting with Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. I'm going to go with the Rams.
Over under 48.
Go over.
Over? Okay, that's fair. New York Giants at the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, Seahawks. Why am I even looking? That was a stupid thing. And they're playing the Giants.
Okay, but here's the thing. You take them straight up, or are you giving the Giants 11 points?
No, straight up. Those double-digit spreads, I don't touch. You can't touch those. Just, it's too difficult in today's NFL. Garbage time points happen all the time.
Which is why I learned my lesson in Vegas. You get something like that, you kind of take the opposing team with the points, because if nothing else, they pull an upset, okay, you win. If they lose by 10, you still win, because they got to win by 11 or more. So, but I'll go straight up for you. Over under 47.
I'm going to go over.
Really?
Yeah, and the reason
that's a high scoring for a Giants team that you're not going to get points.
You said 47, right?
Yeah,
I'm going to go over. I think because they have Evan Ingram, they have Sterling Shepard, they have Golden Tate,
but they're without Daniel Jones.
Doesn't matter.
Who's the quarterback?
Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback. They just Colt McCoy.
Okay. All right. You know, I'm not going to argue with you.
The Seahawks defense is ranked 32nd in the NFL.
All right, I'm not gonna Monday. Well, we'll talk about it Monday. Okay, go ahead and switch it to CBS for me, because that's it for Sunday. First game up, we've got the Cleveland Browns at the Tennessee Titans. This is going to be a good game right here. Now, as much as you hate the running game, that's what's going to be the feature in this matchup on Sunday. You got two teams that are 8-3. Tennessee Titans, I think they're number 3 in the conference. The Bengals are number 5. Who you got in this game?
Give me a second. Let me go back here and just look through this really quickly. I have them all posted, so I don't want to cheat you guys.
All right. Well, we'll come back to that.
I'm going Miami.
Miami
over Cincinnati, right? That's what you said.
Yes.
I'm going Miami.
You don't want to give Cincinnati the points?
Tua's questionable, but it doesn't matter.
I don't think he played that.
Ryan Fitzpatrick honestly looked very good connecting with Devontae Parker, and that's their best wide receiver. So. Go with Miami.
Straight up, or you want to give the Bengals 11.5 points, where they can lose by 11 points and you still win?
Man.
Seriously, because I mean, hey.
But they're starting like some dude named like Ryan Finley.
Still got A.J. Green. You got to run the game. You got a little defense. I mean, how'd they do last week? Okay. I don't want to pressure you.
Yeah, I don't want to touch you.
We'll give you Miami straight up.
Those, yeah.
We'll give you. Look, you can always, again, that's why you put these little investments in. You go different directions. Always cover yourself.
You zig, you zag. I get it.
Over under 42.
Under. That's a low scoring game. That's a low scoring game.
And you got to remember, they only lost to the Giants 19-17 last week.
Yeah.
The Bengals. That's why I'm like,
Miami's defense is a lot better than the Giants.
Okay. All right. You said under, right?
Yeah, that's tough.
All right. Here's the next one. This is another good early game. Colts, Texans. Texans, they're, a little streak. They won 2 games in a row. They've beaten the Patriots. They've beaten the Lions on Thanksgiving. They've got 10 days of rest. How you see this unfolding?
Yeah, I got the Texans. I think it's probably a slight upset here. I mean, it's probably a decent upset, I guess, but I like Deshaun Watson, the way he's playing. I like the Texans going into this season. They had a very tough stretch of games to start their season off. Bill O'Brien did them no favors, but kind of in the same boat as the Falcons. You fire the head coach, you get a little bit of a boost. So I'm going to go with the Texans.
I'm going to give you Texans +3. Over under 50. I think they sling this thing.
Yeah. I think I can see the over.
Okay.
I can see the over here.
I'm with you. Jacksonville, Minnesota. Minnesota's at home. Jacksonville. Minnesota's a 10-point favorite now, but we saw what Jacksonville was able to do last week.
So I took Minnesota, and I took
They scored 25 points against the Browns, so they can score some points.
I took Minnesota, and then I took Jacksonville for the spread.
What?
Yeah, I have it. I have it posted on here.
So basically on this one, I got to have Jacksonville plus 10. That's what I'm talking about. So hold on, wait a second. Hold on, you got Minnesota for the win.
Yes.
But
And then Jacksonville covers the 9.5.
Now it's 10, so I gotta go with Jacksonville plus 10.
Sure.
Over under 51.
Don't touch that.
Don't touch that. Leave that alone.
What Kirk Cousins are you going to get? By the way, did you know that Kirk Cousins has the highest quarterback passer rating in the fourth quarter, even higher than Mahomes this year? Yeah. Kirk Cousins is the biggest enigma in the NFL.
Let's not be reminded of that. Cleveland Browns at the Tennessee Titans. This is what you were supposed to answer earlier.
I think Cleveland wins their first big game.
I got Minnesota as well earlier, and I got Miami too.
So we're doing, you and me are pretty even right
We're
here.
pretty even. I think we went opposite direction for Detroit, Chicago.
What about the Houston-Indianapolis game?
I got Houston in that one as well.
Why are you following me on these upsets?
Well, first of all, I've already made my picks. I made my money picks now.
Thank you, Tally Site. Thank you, Tally Site.
I haven't done that just yet, but Browns Titans. Now this is gonna be a running affair. I know how much you in love with Ryan Tannehill, but it ain't gonna be about him this weekend. It's gonna be about Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, and Derrick Henry.
I love Ryan Tannehill, but give me the Browns. I think they finally win their first big game. The Browns have beaten all the bad teams, and they've lost every time they've played a playoff team. They eventually they're going to have to break that. Eventually they will, and I think this is the game. The Titans, to me, are just too almost unpredictable in a way. The defense is not the same as it has been. The Titans' defense is not like this stout defense that I think we're used to seeing.
Defense is better than the Browns. I don't think Myles Garrett is going to be playing in this game. I don't know for sure. I think he's on the IR still.
This is the weirdest thing I'm ever saying. I think I'm taking Baker Mayfield in a game, and I don't feel good about it, but I think this is the one where we finally see the Browns take that next step.
I think because they have a few more offensive weapons. And again, you're not asking Baker to win a game. You're asking him just don't lose it, because you're going to be relying on Nick Chubb. You're going to be relying on Kareem Hunt. You can throw the ball from time to time out to Jarvis Landry, even to your tight end. But my question is going to be when that pressure comes, because you know Mike Vrabel's going to blitz him. Is he going to get happy feet when he tries to make a pass, when he tries to make a play? That's going to be key, and that's going to be concerning. Now, I'm with you as it relates to giving the Browns 5.5. I got the Titans winning this, but for the sake of trying to make money off of it, I'm going with Cleveland plus 5.5, over under 53.
Ooh, that's probably another one you don't touch.
I think you go under one because they're going to be running so much. It's going to be a ball control game where you're not going to have that many opportunities to score.
The funny thing is with Tennessee is they score even though they run the ball. They run the ball a lot. Ryan Tannehill gets a lot of touchdowns. They all of a sudden go to play action. He'll hit A.J. Brown for a 60-yarder, and they do a lot of fun things down there in Tennessee, that offense. But
so you want to hold off?
I want to hold off because I've seen Tennessee put up a 35 spot. I've seen Cleveland put up a 35 spot, but I've seen both teams also put up about 13, and then you just get I don't know what to do.
All right, Philadelphia, Green Bay.
Green Bay.
You giving Green Bay -9 or Philly? You giving Philly +9?
I'm not touching that one.
All right, so you got Green Bay straight up.
Green Bay straight up.
Over under 49.
Probably over. This seems like one of those games where both teams score a lot of points. I think Aaron Rodgers he wants to see.
Now you got to remember from what we saw Monday night. Eagles had a tough time trying to score.
They did, but
they had a real tough time.
Zach Ertz was still gone. Zach Ertz was still hurt. Carson Wentz's favorite target should be back. He should be back this game.
Yeah, but they'll focus on him.
And the thing
Think
is,
about the game.
the thing I'll say with Green Bay, their defense isn't great. Their linebackers have not been very solid when it comes to guarding tight ends. They score a lot, and I do think that Aaron Rodgers is a little frustrated probably with hearing Patrick this, Mahomes this, MVPs between Patrick and Russell. I think Aaron Rodgers needs to put out a statement game. And this could be one of his statement games.
All right. Of course, night game, Chiefs-Broncos. Now, you got the Chiefs winning 31-13, right?
31-13 Chiefs, yeah.
How many points is that?
That is 44.
No. How many? I'm saying, what's the point difference?
That's 18. Holy.
Okay.
Holy bleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That being the case, Chiefs are 14-point favorites.
Oh.
Are you taking? Yeah. See now. See.
Oh.
See. I got you.
Yeah.
Now what you gonna do?
Me here.
So what you gonna do? You taking them straight up,
here.
or you gonna take the points?
14.
14.
I guess I have to, right? If I'm gonna be a man of my word and say 31-13, I have to take the. Gosh, Chiefs by 14 is a lot.
Mind you, now this is a team that hasn't covered the last 2 weeks, and
I know.
Now if anybody gets on the Chiefs or whatever about not covering bets, is yours truly.
I know it is. It's
I
always
told
you.
Patrick, hey, bro, you can't really, bro. 8 points really gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? All right, over under 51.
That's that's under then, right? That's well under.
Yeah. Okay. Hey.
Come on, I got to be consistent here. I'm a man of my word. I'm gonna be consistent.
So I've learned my lesson. Damn the Chiefs and the point spread. I got Chiefs straight up. That's just the way.
Okay, now you're playing this game. What was your score of the Chiefs game?
I don't think I don't.
Come on now. If you're gonna make me do this, you got to do.
Oh no, I said Chiefs 27-24 because the defense will probably give up 24 points.
Oh, you're going the same as the Bucks game. You're saying same exact thing.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think I got it under. So hold on.
Yeah, you're right at 51.
Yeah.
Oh.
So. All right, so that's what we got. We'll pick the other games, of course, Monday and Tuesday. So this little investment that we're gonna do for you, we'll see what it gets you. Damn, Sterling, you went real cheap on me this week. I only get $8,000 off of you.
Yeah, see, I take realistic bets. You're over here taking these crazy wild cards.
Hold on. First of all, they're not wild. It's an either or. That's all it is. It's either or. That's all it is.
I get it.
That's what a parlay is. Either hits or it don't. I mean,
but when you string 47 things together.
First of all.
Okay, it's not that likely when it's $1 for $8,000. That's not like this is like some walk in the park.
First of all, it's much more realistic than the guy, a couple weeks ago, when we were both out in Vegas, the guy bet $25 on a 7-leg parlay where Patrick only had to get 16.5 yards and ended up getting 16 yards because of the kneel downs and the guy lost.
No, he won. He won because of that. I looked it up. He won because Patrick took the kneel down.
No. Patrick had to get 17 yards. The 16.5 means he had to get 17 yards.
Yeah, but he took the under.
No, he took the over.
The one I saw, he got. The one I saw a dude hit because of the kneel down. So maybe it was a different one we're talking about. I saw a dude hit because of the kneel down.
Yeah, there had to be a different one. But all that being said, those are our picks for Sunday. We'll come back again on Monday afternoon when we.
Hey, who won last week? Darren.
Probably me.
Wait, it wasn't you.
How you figure that?
Well, that was pretty good last week.
He wasn't good enough. He wasn't good enough for these parlays. But then again, hold on.
Go
the Raiders.
Hold
on. Hey, look, the Raiders.
I ain't perfect.
Hold on, the Raiders killed us, man. Look, we would have at least been in the fight had the Raiders showed up and got into a fight. They didn't. Once they got beat 41-6, it just ruined everything else. I was trying to just find something to do for the latter games.
Come on, 12-4 last week's pretty dang good.
It's good, but it's not good enough to win us $150,000.
Come on. What do you expect? I'm not perfect.
I expect $150,000 win from you. That's what I expect if I invest some money. Look, we'll take a quick time out. We're going to come back. We'll talk about what happens when a high school football player takes out an official in the state of Texas. Keep it locked in to Darren and Sterling right here on ESPN Kansas City.
In these trying times, Kansas City Credit Union knows how important cash flow is in your household. With rates near all-time lows, now's the time to take action. Free up some cash by lowering your monthly car loan payment when you refinance your auto loan with Kansas City Credit Union. And as a bonus, Kansas City Credit Union will delay your payments for 90 days. Visit kansascitycreditunion.com/810sports for more information. Kansas City Credit Union, your path to financial freedom.
Are you looking for unique sporty clothing and merchandise that makes you stand out from the crowd? Do you love Kansas City sports teams? The Cherry Company designs and creates fashion-forward gear for athletes, avid sports fans, and everything in between. Check out our famous Casey Mahomes denim jacket at cherrysportsgear.com or find it in stores in the Made in KC, Lee Summit, or Plaza location. Sport Styles, Sport Local, Sport Cherry. Want a 20% off discount? Mention 810 Sports in store or use code 810 online. Stay on top and visit cherrysportsgear.com today.
Tired of searching for sports updates in different places? The Xfinity Sports Zone gives you the ultimate sports hub experience, where you can find games, news, and highlights all in one place right on your TV. Follow the teams you love across your favorite sports. You can even use the voice remote to access stats and scores. With the Xfinity Sports Zone, everybody wins. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store for details. Restrictions apply. Requires Xfinity TV service with X1. Tired of searching for sports updates in different places? The Xfinity Sports Zone gives you the ultimate sports hub experience, where you can find games, news, and highlights all in one place right on your TV. Follow the teams you love across your favorite sports. You can even use the voice remote to access stats and scores. With the Xfinity Sports Zone, everybody wins. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store for details. Restrictions apply. Requires Xfinity TV service with X1.
At Central Bank of the Midwest, we are focused on building strong communities across Kansas City. I'm Bill Ferguson, President and CEO. Our strong roots began more than 100 years ago in the heart of the Midwest and continue today across 5 states and 67 communities. Central Bank of the Midwest brings you the best of both worlds. A strong community bank with the resources and technology to deliver a legendary banking experience. Central Bank of the Midwest, strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Stuck at home? Make home more fun for the family with Family Leisure. Family Leisure has a huge selection of pools, patio furniture, hot tubs, pool tables, fire pits, massage chairs, grill islands, basketball goals, and more. Call us to find out about free no-contact delivery or free curbside service. 913-888-7727. Locally owned and serving Kansas City for over 25 years. Family Leisure, K10 and Ridgeview in Olathe.
913-888-7727. Awesome.
Welcome back to Darren Stroller here on ESPN Kansas City. Mr. Joe Johnson says he has a 6-pick parlay for y'all. Chiefs, Titans, Raiders, Indy, Chicago Patriots. Book it.
We have a very different teams than those guys than Joe. Joe and us do not agree.
I don't know. I got to see. I'm going to have to take a screen capture that and see what it looks like.
I appreciate Joe's though. I mean, we can do a little little friendly wager, Joe.
Yeah,
because
I might put something down on it. If it hits, and I might give him a little, give him a little percentage.
Give him a cut.
Texas high school football team has been removed from the playoffs as one of its players faces an assault charge for running onto the field and knocking down a referee. Now, I saw footage of this, so I'm not sure if he did, but on Thursday, Edinburgh High School senior defensive lineman Emmanuel Duran slammed into referee Fred Garcia after Garcia announced that Duran had been ejected from the game. I don't know if you've seen footage of this.
Yeah, I did. It was bad. It was terrible. It just can't happen. You have 2 unsportsmanlike penalties before this, so then you get ejected because that's how it is in high school sports. You get 2 unsportsmanlike, you're gone.
And
then he comes back out and then tackles the ref for it. And I saw reports that it wasn't even his first time doing something like this. So to me, it was like the high school last year player of his division in high school.
Yeah, he was defensive player of the year. Yeah.
I mean, if you're college, you can't do this. If you're a player of this caliber and you probably are getting recruited, I mean, dude, this does not look good for him. This is a bad situation. Not only for him, it's terrible for the ref. It's terrible for his high school. They won and they're ejected.
Yeah, they're removed. He is facing a Class A assault charge. He's being held in county jail on a $10,000 bond. The team, as you mentioned before, they were 35-21 winners, but their season's over with. And I don't know if whoever they were scheduled to face gets a bye, or if the team that they beat gets to move forward or not. I'm not quite sure. But seeing how all that went down again, I look at the player kind of like an Ndamukong Suh because he's talented.
Well, that's worse
Obviously,
than
but what I'm saying is that because of the talent, they'll give him another opportunity. But you got to stop thinking about it. Look at Josh Gordon, who I was just going to bring up. This is his 6th or 7th time getting a chance in the NFL. Now, he gets a chance now. My guy Colin Kaepernick is still sitting on the outside, watching, trying to get back in. But this guy here, 6, 7 times drug offender, gets a chance. He gets reinstated, comes back week 16 for the Seattle Seahawks.
Josh Gordon didn't tackle a referee. I think that's a little different. But
I'm talking about because he's talented, he gets another chance.
I mean, Josh Gordon, we said, 3 times ago, this is his final chance. This is his final. I mean, we've said final chance on Josh Gordon for about 4 times, so I'm done saying that because obviously that's not going to be the case. He's going to come back for, I think, the final 2 games of the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Just in time for the playoffs. I mean, I don't know what he has. He's always been extremely talented. He's also missed a ton of time, so who knows what he actually has left in the tank. But if he has any glimmer of what he once was, this Seahawks wide receiving core is maybe the best in the NFL.
Huh?
I said maybe. You can make the argument of Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and Josh Gordon. I'm not saying tight end because I'm not throwing that. So that means you have to take Travis Kelce out of the equation.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you still think that their wide receiver group is better than the Chiefs?
I didn't say better. I said you can make a case. I'm not saying better. I would probably take Tyreek Hill or Samuel Watkins, but then you come down to number 3. You taking Josh Gordon. You taking McCole Hardman.
I would have Demarcus Robinson if I put McCole Hardman in there.
You can put Demarcus Robinson in there. Taking Josh Gordon. You taking D-Rob.
D-Rob.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what
I'm saying D-Rob, is going to be able to play Sunday.
No. I'm just saying talent-wise. I'm not saying all that. I'm saying strictly based on talent.
If we're going talent based off of history, yes, I would say Josh Gordon. But the problem is you don't know. And here's the only good thing I would say about Gordon is that he would not be like your number 1 where he would be dependent upon, where he feels like that pressure. I think in New England, even though the year he was on the Super Bowl team where they won, I think he got suspended right before the playoffs. He was like their number 1 receiver just because of his talent. He was bigger than everyone. And I know Bill Belichick fell in love with him when he played, when he used to play coach against him. It could be worse. Now, one thing that we haven't talked about all week, and I regret us not being able to talk about it. The NBA.
Yeah.
LeBron James, Anthony Davis, they signed contract extensions. Russell Westbrook was traded from Houston to Washington for John Wall. I want to get your thoughts on it. And also the fact that the NBA won't conduct random marijuana tests in 2020 to 2021.
Deion Waiters is very happy right now, but
I bet you Josh Gordon wishes he could choose another sport.
But the John Wall-Russell Westbrook trade was huge for multiple reasons. Not only does Houston get John Wall, who I think I'm a huge John Wall guy, so I'm a little biased here, but you get John Wall and a first-round draft pick, so if you lose James Harden, you're still rebuilding, and you get a guy who can potentially still keep you from the cellar. And then if you're Washington, you get out from underneath the John Wall contract, and you get at least have a guy in Russell who will stay healthy and put up triple-doubles on the regular issue. It's fun. You don't see many blockbuster trades like this in the NBA. You don't see many straight-up guy-for-guy superstars. So, to me, this is extremely fun. I'm excited to see if Houston keeps James Harden, if John Wall and Harden are a better backcourt pairing than they were with Harden and Russ. So, as a whole, this is very fun. And as far as the Lakers go, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James, this just makes the Lakers good for another, 5 years at least, at a minimum. So, it's good for the NBA.
Well, I will say this. So I'm curious, do you think that they repeat with their talent?
Yeah. I think it's too tough for them not to. The only other team I could say, if the Clippers keep Paul George and Kawhi, they have a solid chance. And then I'll also say that the Milwaukee Bucks in the East, I still really like that Bucks team, especially if they're all healthy with Giannis, Chris Middleton. I'm still a big fan of that Milwaukee team.
Well, I just got notification that your boy was approved for the Super Bowl, so we will be going back down there. Looks like so.
You going back? Hey, I'll join you. I'll go back to Florida. No. You go. I'm going to go golfing. No, I'm going golfing, baby.
If I'm allowed to stay,
I'm hitting
in one
sticks.
of your homes down there in Tampa, then you can go.
2 hours away, but we can make it work.
Oh, well, I don't know. Hey, that's too much of a road trip people for me.
I'm kidding.
No,
Darren.
you're not
I'm
kidding. I'm not.
I'm being facetious.
I'm glad you were. What are your plans for the weekend?
I'm actually going to go cut down a Christmas tree in about 30 minutes. Me, my girlfriend, my mom. It's going to make a Hallmark movie. We're giving my mom the Christmas spirit, and we're going to cut down a Christmas tree, and should be pretty fun. Get some barbecue, too. We're going to get Brobeck's, I think, for dinner. What about you?
Let's see. I got KU basketball tomorrow. I got a Zoom call. I got to get on for about 3 hours tomorrow morning. Obviously, Steve and I, we've got the Chiefs cheat sheet Sunday. We're going to do, I think you said at 2:00 over at Union Station. And that's pretty much it. And of course,
of course we're watching football.
Yeah.
We got Mizzou football tomorrow at 11. We got Mizzou basketball tomorrow at 6, or Sunday at 6. I'm stoked.
So between now and Monday, I'm pretty sure a lot of gambling. But until then, everybody have a safe weekend. Please wear your mask, social distance. We are out of here. Take care.